Woo. This is good. Google has lost 70 billion off its market cap after a nasty combination of slowing ad traffic and drop in sales per click. But look at the date here from this BusinessInsider.com article. April 30th. Ugh, that's a lot of money to lose off your market cap. It's not necessarily cash, if you will. So let's read some of the bottom here. It says Alphabet's stock plunged almost 8% on Tuesday, slashing the market cap of Google's parent company by 70 billion to 831 billion. Alphabet reported a 17% rise in the first quarter revenue, its slowest sales growth in 3 years. Okay, as you can see that. Now that's April 30th. Here's today. U.S. tech stocks slide as Google, Facebook, and Apple fear antitrust investigations. Uh-oh. Yeah, U.S. government reportedly considering separate investigations into whether tech giants are engaged in anti-competitive practices. You know they are, in my opinion, of course. This is from The Guardian today. It says U.S. tech stocks dragged down on Monday amid fears of U.S. antitrust officials were preparing to investigate Apple, Facebook, and Google parent Alphabet as political winds turned against the tech sector. Womp, womp, womp. Alphabet shares briefly fell into bear market territory, losing $52 billion or 6.9% from its market value as shares fell to $1,032.04. The lowest level for the company's stock in 5 months and down 20.4% from its April high of $1296.97. Damn! The tech-heavy NASDAQ exchange was pushed into correction territory after Facebook shares lost about $41 billion or 5.7% of its value on similar fears of increased government scrutiny. Holy crap! Officials from the FTC are reportedly preparing to investigate any practices may harm competition in the digital market. Uh-oh. The Zuck is going to get cucked. Separately, Reuters reported that the U.S. Justice Department had taken the jurisdiction for a potential investigation of Apple as part of a broader review of whether technology giants use their size to act in an anti-competitive manner. Signs point to yes, perhaps? That inquiry comes after streaming music leader Spotify and others complained to EU antitrust regulators that Apple charges a 30% fee for content-based service providers to use Apple's in-app purchase system. Yeah. The company has previously defended its fee structure, arguing, quote, that our users trust Apple and that trust is critical on how we operate a fair, competitive store for developer app distribution. Unless you're, Alex Jones and you get axed. The increasing likelihood that Google, Facebook, and Apple will be investigated represent the first signs the Trump administration is taking seriously the potential for anti-competitive conduct among the tech giants. Yeah, it's about goddamn time. Under a carve-up agreement between federal regulatory bodies, the Justice Department had given the FTC control of any antitrust investigation into Facebook, while its own investigators will maintain oversight of Alphabet, Google, and Apple. The existence of these inquiries sent shares of Amazon down as much as 5.4% and Apple as much as 2.7%. Overall, the wave of antitrust actions wiped $137 billion from FANG, Facebook, Apple, Netflix, and Google stocks market values. That's just for perhaps an investigation from the FTC. Damn. Trade Commission investigators have been looking into Facebook's handling of privacy issues related to how it handles users' data for over a year. Remember just recently that lawyer for Facebook says you have no right to privacy on Facebook because you give up all that right by posting on there. essentially paraphrasing, of course. Placing the inquiry in the hands of the FTC suggests regulators are interested in a wider review of company beyond question of whether the social media giant is stifling competition. I don't necessarily know, in my opinion, if they're stifling competition. It's like the only game in town, if you will. Like there was this movie called Matt Wayne. It was Matt Wayne, and it was about coal country where they would have company stores and they would drive the prices up in these stores, and the coal miners would have no other choice but buy at these stores and get into debt into the company. I think that's how it goes. I haven't seen that movie in years, but basically, other than Facebook, what else is there? I mean, there's Facebook, and there's MySpace? No, there's no more MySpace. I mean, there is. It's there in name only, but no one uses it. But yeah, there was Google+, but we know how that ended. Google and Facebook dominance of digital ad revenue market is not in question. According to the research company eMarketer, in 2018, Google commanded 38.2% of the digital ad market with revenues of $41 billion. Facebook enjoys 21.8% of the market on revenues of $23.6 billion. By 2021, Google's ad revenues are projected to rise to $6.51 billion, and Facebook's to $39.4. If you add those two numbers up, that's 100%. Boys and girls are 100%. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Is that math right? 6.5. 39.4. Oh, it is correct. Obviously, they're not the only ad market companies, digital ad markets in the name of the game. But if you add those two numbers up together, that adds up to $100.9 billion in ad revenue that those two companies control. So I don't know the exact number of ad revenue. Obviously, it doesn't say here. But that's just between those two companies itself. They do have a, dare I say, biopoly, not necessarily a monopoly, but a biopoly of what's going on. In contrast, the Justice Department's examination of Google's search practices, first reported by the Wall Street Journal last week, is probably focused on antitrust issues. A previous FTC investigation into Google was shut down in 2013 without major action against the company. Renewed U.S. scrutiny follows EU regulatory action that led to the multi-billion-dollar trust fines. Yeah, but when you're rolling in $6.5 billion potentially in ad revenue, a multi-billion-dollar, big deal. You make that money up next year. Both inquiries come as U.S. tech giants face increased political heat from lawmakers who question the size and dominance. Early this year, the Massachusetts senator and Democratic presidential candidate, Elizabeth Warren, called for their breakup, while the other candidates have called for increased scrutiny. Now, I don't agree with anything that Elizabeth Warren says, but see what the problem with the breakup of these companies is that the people who are in charge of him, the number one, the top people in the company, they'll still reap the benefits of the windfall, if you will, of the companies breaking up and getting owned by other people. They don't lose that money. They get that money. Just like when I think it was Standard Oil, they broke up Standard Oil, and then I don't know, forgot the guy. I think it was Carnegie or J.P. Morgan, whoever. One of those guys, the quote-unquote robber barons, they became even more wealthy after the breakup of their companies that split off into like 8, 9, 12 different organizations. So they're not going to lose. They're only going to get, doesn't matter. See how that works? My web camera doesn't like baseball. See what I do for all this stuff. For all you do, this rainbow flag buds for you. All right, hold on. All right, there we go. Where is that guy? All right, hold on. Oh. There you go. Let's see. In conclusion, Google's rivals have long lobbied the antitrust regulators to take action, and some former senior Facebook executives called for tighter controls on their old company. Political pressure intensified last week, and Facebook refused to take down a video of the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi that had been slowed to make her appear intoxicated. By the way, you can make fun of political leaders. Ding dong. Anyways, so that's basically it. I'm kind of on the fence here. I don't know if they should break these companies up, but I'm glad they're losing money. They're probably going to say, well, Laszlo, what about, the people who run the company? No one's getting fired. They have so much cash, they're not going to be losing money. This is just a correction, if you will. And that's all it is. One big correction, but if they do get broke up, don't really care. Because Google and Facebook already use and sell our data to the highest bidder anyways. How about this? Yeah, there's DuckDuckGo. I get it, but I'm going to ask you this. Try to go out there and use a website or something to that nature that isn't connected to Google somehow. Or Facebook, if you will. Kind of hard pressed to do that. But hey, this couldn't happen to a better set of corporations, in my opinion.